This is LXPN TV, and I'm Colin O'Keefe. Software giant Adobe announced last week that it had suffered a significant data breach, losing millions of login credentials and possibly some payment information as well. Joining me from Boston to discuss is Cynthia LaRose. She is chair of Mintz-Levin's privacy and security practice, and she is author on the firm's blog, Privacy and Security Matters. Cynthia, first, let's run through these specifics. Just how bad is this Adobe data breach?
Well, Colin, thanks for doing this today. It's good to see you again. Adobe has significant problems here. This breach is not only customer information for them, unfortunately, it is also source code. We've been told that source code was also part of the theft from a malicious outsider. It appears that source code for some of Adobe's most popular products may have been taken as part of this. So we're looking at a two-headed incident here. We've got the customer information on the one side and a significant number of customer accounts. And then we've got the sort of the crown jewels, if you will, the source code for some of Adobe's products, which may or may not then be used to create future vulnerabilities in systems that operate Adobe products. We still haven't heard from Adobe yet exactly what their analysis of the source code issues might be. That we probably will hear that in the next few days. But you know, this also is another kind of kick in Adobe's teeth, because Adobe has been moving customers for the last year or so from their traditional standalone software model, where you would go to Best Buy or go to Staples or Office Depot and buy Adobe software. You'd install it yourself at home, and then if you had to update it, you'd have to buy an update or an upgrade, or they could upgrade it remotely. They're pushing everyone to subscription model now, to software as a service delivery, so that they no longer would be delivering that hard disk software for installation. Well, what that means is you've got to hand over all of your information to Adobe, fill out a customer form, give them your credit card so that they can hit your credit card on a monthly basis or whatever the subscription model is to get paid. This latest breach is going to cause problems with that subscription model. So it's yet to be seen how it's going to affect that push into the software as a service world for Adobe.
I see. This definitely, of course, cannot help Adobe's efforts to slow their declining user base. So speaking of those users, those customers, do they have any recourse here for this data breach? It's my understanding with cases like this that those affected must first suffer actual quantifiable harm before they can succeed in any litigation. Is that likely the case here as well?
It's likely, unless there is some suit filed or some judge makes a decision, and we still have some class actions pending out there that may pose some new theories of potential damages or liability that haven't been decided yet. But if you look just at the cases that have been decided yesterday, they're just to have the username, to have to go through and change your username and password, for example, the inconvenience or the potential fear of identity theft isn't enough. You will have to have, as a plaintiff, you will have to have proven some quantifiable damages in order to have that suit go forward. Now, we are looking at there may be credit card information here. We're not really sure whether or not the credit card information was encrypted. Some stories say yes, some stories say not really sure whether the complete credit card file was encrypted or not. And even in some of those cases, for the most part, the consumer has zero liability for theft of a credit card. So we're still struggling. Plaintiffs are still struggling to find a way to state damages in a breach like this.
Though the plaintiffs do, as you mentioned, have to see some form of quantifiable harm before it's likely that they'll succeed in litigation, I do suspect that we'll see some litigation come as a result of this. And then, of course, we also do have the trade secrets theft side of this as well. So it's going to be an interesting story to track over the coming months and possibly even the coming years as well. Once again, that was Cynthia LaRose of Mintz Levin. To read more of her insight on this case and others in the privacy and security realm, be sure to visit privacyandsecuritymatters.com. Thank you for joining me today, Cynthia.
Thank you, Colin.